Eala kicks off Philippine Women's Open bid versus Russian foe. Manila, Philippines. Eala was drawn against Russian Eala Chereva in the Philippine Women's Open round of 32 at Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. Eala, seeded number 2 in the country's first ever hosting of the Women's Tennis Association, WTA, 125 tournament, battles Chereva, who once defeated her 6 years ago. The Filipino tennis ace, fresh from her Australian Open main draw debut, last faced Chereva in September 2020 in an International Tennis Federation match in Spain, yielding a 3-6 result in the first round. A lot has changed since. The 23-year-old Russian is currently the world number 163, while Eala is now a top 49 player with a WTA title and 4 Grand Slam main draw stints under her belt. The winner of their match battles the survivor of the all-Japanese game between Nao Hibino and Himino Sakitsum. Top seed Tatiana Maria of Germany was slated against Leolia Jean of France. Other Filipinos in Tenny Maidison K and Amana take on Mananchaya Sawangkayu of Thailand and Tatiana Prozorova of Germany, respectively, while Elsie Abaquez battles Japanese Mihontama. A dream defended at home. Eala's Philippine Women's Open journey begins. On a vibrant January day in Manila, under skies that shimmered with promise, Eala stepped onto the hard courts of the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, not just as a competitor, but as a beacon of Filipino aspiration. The cheers of the crowd, a cascade of red, white, and blue, carried on the tropical breeze. For many, this wasn't just another match. It was a chapter in a larger story, 1 decade in the making, and with significance far beyond tennis. Today, Eala kicks off a Philippine Women's Open campaign in the main draw round of 32, facing a seasoned Russian opponent, Eala Chereva. This moment is more than just a fixture in a calendar. It is history in motion, a rising star returning home to compete on the world stage in front of her own people. More than a match, a symbol of a nation's hope. For Filipino tennis fans, Eala is not just a player. She is a trailblazer. The Philippine Women's Open, a newly minted stop on the WTA 125 circuit, marks the first time the country hosts a professional women's tennis tournament at this level. With tennis gaining a foothold in a nation dominated by basketball and boxing, the stakes here are monumental, not just to win matches, but to inspire a generation. Eala's entry into the tournament was confirmed only after her run at the Australian Open, where she drew enormous local support and experienced overwhelming crowds cheering her every point. That reception carried with it expectations she now carries back home. The opponent, a test from Russia. Standing across the net is Eala Chereva, a Russian player with her own formidable credentials. Known for her consistency and baseline tenacity, facing Chereva in the tournament's opening match brings a narrative weight to Eala's campaign. It's not merely about national pride. It's about Eala measuring herself against the broader, global competition. Matches like these, where styles, histories, and temperaments collide, are not won by talent alone. They are won by resolve, by spirit, by the will to seize the moment. The rise of a Filipino tennis icon. To understand the significance of this Philippine Women's Open moment, it helps to look at Eala's ascent. High voltage sign a breakthrough on the global stage. Eala's 2025 season was a watershed. At the Miami Open, she burst onto the world scene with stunning victories, including mesmerizing wins over former Grand Slam champions and a run to the semifinals, truly historic for a Filipino player. Her performance not only etched her name in tennis record books but also brought a spotlight to Philippine tennis that few could have imagined just a few years ago. Suddenly, the Philippines was no longer just an observer of global tennis. It was represented with flair, by one of its own. Trophy-faced WTA title and rising rankings. Later that same year, Alex clinched her first WTA 125 title at the Guadalajara Open in Mexico, a victory that positioned her as the first Filipino to earn such a title and captured the admiration of tennis legends, including Rafael Nadal, who publicly praised her breakthrough. Her ranking soared, breaking into the top 50, unprecedented for a Filipino woman. Her journey through Grand Slams, WTA tour stops, and now home soil elevated her from rising talent to national sporting hero. Gold medal carrying the flag and gold medals. Alex's brilliance wasn't confined to the Pro Tour. In the 2025 Southeast Asian Games, She captivated hearts further by winning gold in women's singles, the Philippines' first in over 2 decades, reinforcing her role not just as an athlete, but as a proud representative of her country. Home turf, heart on the line. The Philippine Women's Open represents the convergence of Eala's journey with a dream shared by many Filipinos. Stadium Hash, a historic event. Hosting a WTA-sanctioned event in Manila's iconic Rizal Memorial isn't just about tennis. It is a cultural moment, a sporting milestone. It places the Philippines on the global tennis map, and Eala is at the center of it. Born into the challenge of carving space in a sport dominated by powerhouses like the US, Russia, and Europe, her presence here is symbolic. Filipino cheering her on. Onlookers aren't solely focused on her technique or strategy. They are cheering because Alex represents possibility. For Filipino kids who dream of a career beyond the familiar paths, for fans who yearn to see their flag raised on the biggest stages, for a country hungry for global sporting recognition. Every serve she strikes here resonates beyond the court, a heartbeat shared by thousands. What's at stake? This first match against Chariva is not simply round of 32 on a tournament sheet. It's a threshold. A win here propels Eala deeper into a tournament that could define the season. It could ignite waves of excitement across the Philippines, draw more support for tennis infrastructure, and inspire countless young athletes to pick up a racket. Even beyond this tournament, success here fortifies Eala's momentum heading into future WTA events, building confidence, sharpening form, and reinforcing her trajectory toward Grand Slam breakthroughs.